Vian comes out of the shower with his towel on
Hmm.
and he's going in for his kiss. I mean, but this is after he was like, I don't want anything to do with you. Like, we're just gonna be
Yeah.
friends. It's fine.
Hmm.
Again, Mr. McSignals has strikes again.
Hi, welcome to Above Deck, a below deck breakdown podcast. I'm Sarah Goldman, a photographer living in Charleston. With me is my college roommate and co-host, Kelly.
I'm Kelly Busby, an executive assistant and former radio host, coming to you from my home studio in Columbus, Ohio. Together, we hosted the Socks with Sandals radio show on WFAL in Bowling Green, Ohio, and we are back again this week to discuss Below Deck and our love of all things Bravo. And for some reason, my Northwest Ohio accent came out really good in that one. It's our 200th episode extravaganza. So exciting. So today we'll be discussing Below Deck Down Under Season 3, Episode 6, The Captain's Lounge. How appropriate.
Yes. Here's your recap. A jet ski mishap ends with a guest in the water and Captain Dreamboat telling Vian to take accountability. The guests are treated to an exclusive lounge experience and enjoy a local dinner. Vian breaks things off with Marina and Tzarina, and Johnny makes a move on the new sous chef. Kelly, how many shackles?
I'm only giving 7.
Mm-hmm.
This was a good episode, but the boys, they're starting to disappoint me. Like all of them,
Yeah, of
except Captain Dreamboat, because he'll never disappoint me. But they're all kind
course.
of disappointing.
Yeah, I feel you on that. Okay,
Yeah.
so the jet ski accident um turns over. That camera stuff was like super scary, like you were saying, so close to the rocks, like
Yeah.
very scary. And so
Yeah.
Johnny is holding India and she said she feels safe now. I thought that was a very sweet moment. And
Yes.
he's able to stand up. That's how shallow it is. And India has cut
Yikes.
her leg on the coral. This is not good. And so Vian drives over and pulls her onto the jet ski with him and Gia.
So Vian is yelling at Johnny, he's trying to check on him, and the guest is like, why don't we go over there to see if they need help? Yeah, that's a fantastic idea. So they
Hmm.
get there and they get India, like you said, on Vian's jet ski, and the three of them go back to the boat and they leave Johnny floating in the ocean away
Yeah,
from the boat on a jet ski
a jet ski that's
again.
sinking. Yeah. It's a
So
familiar
also
place
the
for him.
first aid kit this season is really getting a workout.
Yes, it is. So Jason is in the water with the guests at this time, and Vian fills him in on what's just happened. Well, at least his version of what happened. He says that Johnny capsized because the jet ski, he had turned it sideways to the waves. No, man, no.
No.
You made the deckhands take the jet ski out that was not safe. So then Vian has the nerve to say to Johnny, I think this jet ski might have a leak.
Yeah, Adair and Johnny told you that earlier. Vian is in his own world. Like, I
Yeah,
don't I don't know what's going on. But it's just like I just cannot get over that he would try and turn that around onto them.
I know. It's not
It's not
good.
right.
So Vian and Johnny tow the jet ski back. It's taking on water. Vian is like motioning, we got to like pick this thing up. We got to get out of the water. They have to get it lifted fast or it's going to sink. And Jason
Yeah.
said this is a $20,000, thing. And the crane can't lift that much weight, the jet ski plus all the water. So
Yeah.
Jason is having to like pull it onto the floating dock with the help of those officers and just so the water will drain.
I mean, we all know Captain Dreamboat is a badass. Like, but
Hmm.
watching him and the officers pull it out of the water, not only pull it out of the water, but use all their core strength to keep it onto the floating dock that's going
Right.
like this, like
Right.
crazy. I mean, they're all badasses. I was impressed.
It was hot.
And then, Johnny has got to be so tired right now.
Hmm.
He's pushing it up while they're pulling it out. I mean, it was just he looked exhausted and Captain
Yeah.
saying, go take a hot shower.
Hmm.
He just looked defeated. Poor Johnny.
Yeah. This was an exciting little bit of television, though.
Yeah, yeah.
So I would have liked to have watched Marina struggle with that table for just a few more minutes in the laundry
Why is
room.
that, Sarah? Why is that?
It's just fun.
So I thought it was funny. That room is weird shaped, right? Like
Yeah, it
it's
is.
angled and it's tiny. I don't, it just seems weird for a laundry room,
I
but I
mean,
guess you put it where
obviously
you
they
can.
got the table in there. It was probably folded up, and then she tried to fold it up and she couldn't get it back folded up to get it out, and that was hilarious. So Jason talks to Vian about what happened, and Jason knows immediately that the problem was the jet ski had a leak, and he tells Vian, like, you need to take accountability. That
Yeah.
jet ski should have never been put in the water.
Camden Dreamboat totally called him out on his shenanigans. Like,
Yep.
well, I guess what really happened,
hmm
he's
What
got
will happen
a
was,
preteen daughter who knows. He knows. He could smell the BS coming.
yeah.
Mm-mm.
So Laura and Captain Dreamboat discuss how they can pull off this sexy bar hopping event for these ladies after they've had a stressful day. I mean, somebody
Yeah.
tipped over on a jet ski, and they come up with this idea of the captain's lounge. And Laura asks Vian to strip tonight because she hears he's a world-class stripper.
I think she voluntold him that he was going to strip, but she also told him to use socks if or whatever he needs to make it happen. So
Whatever you need.
I looked up Beef Cheek Strip Club on my computer, and we're gonna have Joss put this in like our video. But I got this notice from my search engine, and it so in the
Oh.
search it says Beef Cheek Strip Club, and then it says your current Bing safe search setting filters out results that might return adult content. To review those results as well, change your safe search settings. Learn more. I'm like, what? I did not do any of this.
She
I
just wants to go to Beef Cheeks, you guys.
just want, because if you
Let a
don't
girl
put strip
go.
club after it, you get nothing but Chef Leon recipes. Just saying.
Nice. So Vian talks to Harry about his lady troubles, and
Yeah.
he just can't understand why kissing Marina and Tzarina would give them the impression that he might be into them.
Ian, dude. All right. Zarina yells at him down the hallway. I love you, and
hmm
I don't know. I kind of felt like it would be the way that I say I love you to my friends. I don't know. Like, did you take
Yeah,
it
I
that
mean,
she
she
was
was
like, I'm
being
gonna marry you,
funny.
we're gonna have 14 children, and it's gonna.
Yeah, it was silly. It was funny. I mean, yes, she might kind of love him, but also she knew what she was doing. She's being funny. So
Yeah.
just relax, Vian.
But
Okay,
it's all about
tonight's
him,
dinner.
Sarah. All about him.
I saw them hanging that French flag as part of
Oh
the
yeah.
decor. And so then I had to look up the history of the Seychelles. The French
Mm,
founded the Seychelles colony, and in 1888, Seychelles became a separate British crown colony. And then the
okay.
Seychelles gained self-government in 1975. So hence they do have French roots.
50 years, that's it?
Yeah. So,
Okay.
one course tonight is the local chicken red curry, and the guests
Okay.
really like it. And then next up, they have that sea bass with a passion fruit sauce.
I've never had curry. At least I've not knowingly had curry. So
Okay.
what's it taste like?
I'll have to make you some. I mean, there's red curry, there's green curry, there's coconut curry, there's all different kinds. So
Yeah.
you might kind of have a preference
Is it kind
on
of like how marinara's or like red sauce is like the base for everything? Like curry is kind of like, is it just kind of like a sauce?
maybe. I mean, there's also a spice like called curry powder, and I feel like that has a
Oh,
very specific taste. But when I
okay.
make a curry, I buy like the red curry paste and I like put coconut milk, and then I'll just like do kind of a stir fry type thing with rice. And
Okay, I will let you make it for me because I trust
okay,
you.
I'll make it for you. It'll be
I
delicious.
gotta I gotta know what I'm getting into before I go over to London in the
There you go.
summer. So with them eating dinner, I loved the drone shots while they're eating from off the boat. I've always
It's
wondered like
cool.
what it looks like, right? Like because they're having this big to do and then they're in the middle of the ocean, like what's going on around it. But I just thought it was so neat to see that. It was kind of
Yeah, it
fun.
was cool. So Adair helps with cabins, but she doesn't want to do bathrooms. Okay.
In her green screen, she did say she doesn't know what to do. Like in the past, she's always just done the turn down service and that was
Yeah.
it. But I don't know. I feel like there is definitely a lack of communication between her and Laura and Marina. Like, I don't, they just expect her to do things. And
Yeah, but she
that
hasn't
girl
really
gets
been
pulled
trained.
everywhere,
Yeah, everywhere.
everywhere. I don't know how she's still moving. I was asleep. Ugh.
Yeah. Okay, dessert is this rum and coconut cake. 10
Yes.
out of 10, like very happy guest with the dinner. Okay, now it's
Yay.
time for the captain's lounge and Jason's got his little short robe on. By the way,
Kimono.
if he's selling those kimonos and his perfume cologne fragrance at BravoCon, I'm gonna be first in line to buy both of
Yes.
those.
Yes, yes, yes. Because we have been invited, right?
Absolutely, we have. I have to go back to that post, but he said that we had very specific invites to the captain's lounge.
He's truly the best. He's been with us since our first season, his first season. Like we've been we've been buds. So
Yes.
love him.
I
And I
really love
really
the looks on the guests' faces when they walk into the captain's lounge. I mean, he's lounging there pretending to smoke a cigar, that
Oh,
little
so cute.
robe
So
on.
cute.
I mean, do you think that they will have a captain's lounge at BravoCon? They're dumb if they don't.
I was gonna say if they don't, they're missing like a huge demographic.
Yeah, missed
I mean,
opportunity.
everyone.
Okay, so here comes Vian. He's giving lap dances. I needed to watch a few more minutes of this so I could properly judge, if he was a good stripper or not. It was a little short for me.
What okay. Yes. It was I was cringing. I
Yeah,
couldn't. It was so awkward to
it
me.
did look awkward.
Because he said he was a server. Like he was not one of the dancers. He was
Right,
not
he
out there.
just
But
took his shirt off.
the best part, though, they cut to Marina, and I know this is all editing, but she's like twirling her hair and is like, oh, he's doing this for me. And bleh,
Whatever, he's
lame.
not thinking about you at all.
Mm,
The next day, Laura has a conversation with Vian in front of Captain Jason about a dare,
yeah,
and Jason stresses that they need to have communication between the departments. He's not ready to really intervene much here yet.
yeah. Do you think that's ever going to change? Like, do you think anything's going to change with this group? I don't know.
I don't know. I'm sure this is going to continue to be a moment of contention with the deck stew
Yeah.
situation. With the new sous chef arriving, Johnny and Bree have to move cabins, and then the new girl is going to room with Bree.
Lots of musical cabins going on. This should be
hmm
fun.
The guests depart. They were very happy. Lovely guests. I really like them.
They really were. And I really hope India's scrapes from the coral healed well for her because
Yeah, I hope so.
that can't be, that had to burn too. Ugh.
Yeah, and there are some corals, probably not the ones that grow on rocks, but there are some called like fire corals that like you touch it and it stings you immediately and you'll have like a welt there. It's very
Oh my
uncomfortable.
gosh.
So I don't think that's what this was, but
No,
no
but how
fun.
scary.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Okay, the tip meeting. Jason says interior did great. Deck team, you need a little bit of work.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, wait, why did Johnny get the helmet? He saved India. And
Yeah.
Jason says it was for drifting away on that first charter. So he's kind of like going back.
I was wondering who was going to get it because there was VN probably should have gotten it, but didn't he get it the first night?
Yeah,
I
he
think
got
he
it the
got it the
first
first night.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Probably should have switched those two. The
yeah.
new sous chef arrives. This is what we know. Her name is Alicia. She's 25 years old from London, and she grew up in a nudist colony.
I have questions.
Yeah,
Like, I have questions,
many
just
questions.
many, many questions. So, Alicia, welcome to Katina. We're excited you're here. When she started talking, I swore it was Tzarina talking. Like, I swore that was Tzarina's voice.
Yeah,
I really hope they click.
I know, me too. I really hope so.
Yeah.
Okay, the crew night out. Alicia is getting lots of questions, especially from Johnny.
He's getting quite interested in her, isn't he?
hmm
Be kind of curious to see if anything happens there. I want him to be happy because he's a good guy.
Yeah, for sure. So Vian is trying to get to know Adair.
Sarah, he is so giddy, like a schoolgirl when he's around her, when he
hmm
talks about her, when he thinks about her. I
Yeah.
don't, I'm pretty sure she doesn't notice. Like, I'm pretty
He's like a
confident.
fly on the wall. Like
Oh, she's
he doesn't
like
notice him
Steph's
at all. I think it's
No, and
so
then you've got
funny.
Marina and Tzarina wanting to like throw themselves at him, and he's like, I don't know. He's a weirdo.
Zarina decides that this is the night that she's going to make a move on Vian, and she brings him a flower. Okay.
He then plants his face in her boobs.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Mr. Mixed Signals.
Oh,
Like, come
yeah.
on.
Vian decides he better let Marina and Zarina down easy, and he's got to do it right now, right away. I really
Yeah.
liked how they did the breakup checklist.
He said the same thing to both of them, Sarah. I mean,
Hmm.
and then the camera cuts to Zarina and Marina sitting together, looking like they've just been dumped.
Yeah.
Why do I feel like though this is gonna backfire on him?
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. Well, I think it's definitely going to backfire, especially if Adair has no interest in him. And then he's going to
Yeah.
probably backtrack and be like, actually, I
Yeah.
do like you, Marina or Zarina, who
He'll go
knows?
after Laura next.
Yeah, exactly. Johnny has always avoided boatmances, but Alicia has awakened something inside of him, his words. So he tells her this, and then he decides it's a good idea to go in for a kiss, but she does the whole like head turning away. She says too much too soon.
3 hours they've known each other. Johnny, just
Yeah.
pump the brakes. Let's see what happens.
Hmm.
Zarina and Laura at this part of the night are sitting there watching everything going on like proud aunties. Like they are
Hmm.
just so proud of their littles, going around having fun and
Yeah.
just I love it.
Cute. Bree
So
and
cute.
Harry head to the guest cabin, apparently just to look at some sand and have a very non-romantic kiss.
This was so frustrating to me. And he even asked her, "So what now?" Dude, be creative. What could you do? You
So
have a
awkward.
room
Do
and
you
a
think if there
door.
hadn't been cameras there, it would have been a little different? Or
I
is
don't
he
know.
just awkward?
Well, I think he's awkward, but I do feel like they could have even just shut the door and just sat there and talk to each other, or
Right,
looked at each
yeah.
other. But
And like,
um,
is it too soon to like watch a movie and like fall asleep together? I don't think so. Like, come on.
no, not
Um,
compared to most of the couples that hook up on this show.
right, exactly. So, you know who
So,
is having a romantic moment though?
ew.
Zarina and Vian.
What?
You're
What?
right. He is a loud kisser, Kelly. I kind of
Yeah.
like it though.
Ew. Sarah, what? Um, VM comes out of the shower with his towel on,
Hmm.
and he's going in for his kiss. I mean, but this is after he was like, I don't want anything to do with you. Like, we're just gonna be
Yeah.
friends. It's fine.
Hmm.
Again, Mr. McSignals has strikes again. What
Yes,
is this?
exactly.
Oh,
Harry tells Vian he just had the best makeout session ever. Did you, Harry? Did you? Bree is ready for some action, and Harry thinks it's too soon. I don't want this to fizzle out. I'm not ready for
no,
that. They really just
no.
need to talk to each other, just communicate.
Yeah, just talk about what they want. Come
Yeah.
on.
Okay, the next episode, it looks like Vian is going to write a love letter to Adair.
Is this high school?
Hmm.
Like, he's
Or
gonna slip
middle
it in her
school, really.
locker. Yeah. Sarah, he is so into himself. And I
Hmm.
noticed this week that the editors did a nice job of making sure they show him not working as much as possible.
Yeah,
And I'm wondering, is this a little foreshadowing?
could be. Could be.
Also, though, they give a little clip of him talking about what he's writing in the note to Adair, and it's giving Shep to, is it
Sienna.
Sienna?
Oh
It's giving that.
no.
It's giving that.
Oh
Yeah.
geez. Well, this
So,
is going to be fun. I can't wait to see Adair's response to this.
well, let's take a break and we'll come back with Hot Tub Combo and our Ask Us Anything 200th episode segment.
We are supported by Waterlust. Waterlust is an apparel company that visually represents conservation efforts. With unique prints inspired by marine species, 10% of their profits go toward marine research and education. Made with the environment in mind from soft, quick dry fabric, their clothes are chlorine, saltwater, and sunscreen resistant with UPF 50 plus sun protection.
In addition to sun shirts, leggings, and board shorts, Waterlust also just came out with a swimwear collection. The suits feature reversible designs and are built with their signature activewear fabrics.
To support marine conservation and this podcast, go to waterlust.com/above deck. That's water, lust.com/above deck. We're back. This is kind of going to be a hot tub convo slash ask us anything segment all in one. So, and just to let everyone know where the traders segment is, we're going to have a special bonus episode later this week to discuss traders. So look for that later this week. Okay, we're just gonna like jump into the questions. I literally
Okay.
put all the questions in here. And
Oh
actually
gosh. Okay.
there's one more that I forgot to type in here. Hold on, I have to think about what it was. I'll get back to it. I'll come back to me. Okay.
Yes, I am single. Thank you for asking.
She's single, ready to mingle. Okay, Chris asks, when will there be another season of Below Deck Sailing Yacht? How about Below Deck Adventure?
Ooh, good questions.
What do we know? We think Sailing Yacht is probably going to be filming very soon, probably,
Yes,
maybe.
I think so. And I think I saw that Aisha was going offline for a little bit. So Med is
Mm,
probably, or maybe she's,
filming.
yeah. So I haven't heard anything though about Adventure. Have you?
No, I mean, I suspect it's not going to get another season. I mean, they'd
Yeah.
have to find another captain. Maybe they were stretched too thin, but it sure was fun, wasn't it? Something different.
Something different. And I just think, I don't know, when I think of going north into like Norway or the cooler
Hmm.
countries, I don't really think about going on a yacht.
Right, right. Yeah.
So Dustin Cohn asks, do we think reunions will ever return to the Below Deck franchise?
I think no. I
Yeah,
think
same.
one, because Andy Cohen is stretched too thin already. I think it's hard to get all those yachties. I think the earlier seasons, there were a lot of Americans. Now we have people from all over the world.
Right.
Um, they did on the last season of Sailing Out put up those little like chyrons and like say like what happened after the season. I think that's some
Yeah.
progress, and I mean, at least we have that. What do
Yeah.
you think? Same?
No, I think it's the same. I just think it's they're everywhere and they're still working. You know, a lot of them are
Yeah.
working in the offs or like when they're not on the show. So,
Yeah.
I mean, for them to get everybody in one place at the same time would just be a
Yeah. And the
miracle.
Zoom thing is just, bleh, you know, not into it.
No.
Okay. At Debatesy asks, what is the big news that Paris was talking about? I tried to find out. I don't know. I vaguely remember that she said she was going to have a big announcement, but I don't remember ever hearing anything. So
Oh,
sorry, I can't report back.
well, that's a bummer. At Life of a Farmer's Daughter writes, if they did a below deck all stars, who would be your on deck? Oh, who would be on deck and who would be your interior? We get this a lot.
Yeah, we do. Okay, so
Yeah.
this is purely for entertainment purposes. For me, Glenn is captain, Colin is engineer, Kate Chastain as the chief stew, Ben Robinson as chef, Lily Davidson is a sous chef. She has since been to culinary school. She was on Med. She came in, I think, maybe for Kyle when he was
Oh,
not
yeah.
feeling well. Eddie is bosun. Deckhands, I want Culver. I want Kelly Johnson, just for eye candy. Riley, Gerber, and then Stews. I want to have Toomey, Barbie, and then Kat held from the earlier seasons of Below Deck. What about you,
Yes.
Kelly?
This is always a challenge for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had to go back and I'm like trying to remember everyone. Okay, so I'm gonna pick Jason as my captain, Aisha
Mm-hmm.
as my chief stew, and Marcos as my chef.
Mm-hmm.
Bosun, I'm gonna pick Chase
Hmm.
because I love Chase.
Yeah.
My deckhands would be Bertini and Laura and
Yeah.
Luca and Gail. Like I would have all the ladies and then Luca because he's pretty.
Yeah, I like that.
And then Stu's Fraser, Barbie, and Haley.
Ooh, I
Because I think
like
the
that.
three of them would be fun.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be really, oh gosh. I'm sure Barbie and Frasier do not want to work together again, but
Yeah, but I think they would, it's been a few years. Everybody's grown. So,
yeah, definitely some drama. At Nutmeg House Bear has the opposite question. I know everyone
okay.
wants to know about your ideal charter crew. I want to know what your nightmare crew would be. This
Oh,
is Below Deck Villains edition. You can throw in who would be the charter guests for that one too. We
mm,
often overlook those awful guests. Okay, here's mine. For the charter guests, I would have Dolores that went swimming off the boat with Captain Lee. I want Cindy and Erica Rose and
oh
Chuck
Lord.
from
Ugh.
Sailing Yacht. And then I also want to throw in Steve Moore, Foam Bosun, um, as the guest. And then this is my nightmare crew, but also very entertaining. I'm gonna go Captain Lee just for his reactions and like passing out plane tickets home. Chef Ryan for obvious reasons. I'm gonna go Chief Stew Faye from Adventure because she stood us up twice. She was supposed to be on the podcast. I'm gonna go bosun first mate Brian from Med season one. He was awful.
Okay.
Stu's Ashley Marty, the spaghetti monster. Laura from Med season five, and Lexi. Very unpopular. Um, Deckhands. I'm gonna go Cowboy Kyle from Adventure. Remember he got fired.
Forgot about him.
Trevor from season four and Dane from season three. These are like some throwbacks.
Oh man. And don't forget Camille from season 10 of OG.
Ugh. Yeah,
Right.
if I have to.
And Magda from Below Deck Down Under season 1. And I'm still
Mhm.
wondering if they were ever able to get their data back to start like using the internet again
Oh
on that
gosh.
boat.
She did give us tampon snow though, remember?
Teapot snow.
There was that.
Yes. Jess asks, any update on Chef Nick's disappearance?
Kind of. Okay, so people have been sending us a little bit of intel. Someone sent us a screenshot that a yachty friend sent them saying they know where he is. He's staying with a friend of theirs and they hope that they don't find him. And
Oh
someone
wow.
from production told me they're trying to help find him as well to help these Bravo yachties that, you know, need to get their money back. So,
Yeah.
very interesting.
Scary. It's just weird.
Oh, here's a question from at Kelly B. It says,
Oh, yes.
how did you come up with the idea to do a podcast? And did you think you'd still be doing it 200 episode later? Well, the idea to do the podcast really came from our radio show that we had in the 90s called Socks with Sandals.
That's right.
And we already knew that we liked kind of being on the radio together. So that's where that came from. And then we picked Below Deck because we wanted to pick a Bravo show. And we thought there was maybe a loose connection with me having worked on boats and in marine biology.
I think it's great. We've pulled that in quite a bit.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. Um, no, I did not think we would be 200 episodes. I don't know what I thought. I don't think we had any expectations, did we?
No. Because and I remember when we did the ninth episode or the 10th episode, you said, I read somewhere that the average podcast ends after 9 episodes. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh, look at us. We're still going.
it's true.
190 later.
Yeah, exactly. So pretty cool.
All right. Sonia asks, what do you two love most about each other? And what are your pet peeves?
Oh
I
gosh.
love that we are still in contact with each other after all these years.
Yeah.
Um, pet peeves, the only pet peeve I have is that I don't live close enough to you because
Yeah.
we could have so much fun if we were nearer to each
I
other.
know. I
Um,
think we would see each other every week,
oh
not just
yeah,
for the
for sure.
podcast, but we'd be doing other stuff
Oh yeah.
for
Oh,
sure.
the other thing too, just wished I lived in a city that had a direct flight to Charleston. That might be a little bit.
That would be nice. Well, if you're willing to fly Breeze or whatever that discount airline is,
There is an
I'm
Allegiant
oh,
that
okay,
does that.
gotcha.
Yeah.
So I don't know how I feel about these discount airlines. I mean, but there is that option. For me, what I love most about Kelly is you make me laugh and like we just laugh together all the time. And the first thing I loved about you, like when I met you, was that we had so much in common and it was like
Yes.
we were from the same town, like the outskirts of Columbus. So it was like a lifeline and a connection to home, even though we weren't from exactly the same place.
Yeah.
And we had like band in common, we had the radio in common, like all these things. So
And
those are the things that I love about you. And pet peeves, I can't even remember I had any pet peeves. I'm sure we did have pet peeves about each other because we were roommates for a while,
yeah, I mean that
but
happens, right?
I don't even remember what they would have been.
Yeah. Hmm. I love doing this with you. Okay.
Yes, me too.
Michelle Jones asks, which season has been your favorite, your absolute favorite? Oh gosh, that's a okay. Go ahead.
Okay.
What you
For
what you got?
me, it's Sailing Yacht season three. I felt the show really came together like very cohesively at that point. And then the original season two, because that's when Kate Chastain came in. What about you, Kelly?
Okay. sailing season 3 because that was the season we cut our teeth on for the
Yeah.
podcast. And
Hmm.
so that really, and that was, I think, the first episode that I watched all the way through, right? Like, because
Okay.
instead of just like catching it here and there, like
Yeah.
that was the first season that I watched from beginning to end. But Down Under too was also like, because I feel like we all joined that one
Hmm.
together, like as a group. So yeah,
Yeah, I
those are
think
my
so too.
favorite.
Carol Bona asks, what's your favorite thing to come out of your podcast? Is it meeting yachties, interviews, as in with Captain Dreamboat, the Bravo TV follow, or something else?
Okay, there's so much. Yes, 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 yes. Sorry, I had to yawn. So talking to the crew members and interacting with them, like online and in person, I'll never forget like the first times that you said, so and so's following us or so and so liked our post. And just
I was
we're like,
texting
you're on
you
the show.
all the time.
It was
Like, I've
so
got to stop
fun.
texting her.
Oh, but I loved it because it like got me through my days some days. Like you don't like it was the best.
Yeah.
It's just so neat to be a part of something like this. And we when we started, we had no idea how far it would take us. And
Hmm.
I think one of my favorite things was at BravoCon 2023 we had people coming up to us and saying
Hmm.
how much they love our podcast and asking to get photos taken with us. Like
Yeah.
that is still like so crazy and neat to me. But yeah,
Yeah, that was
that's
really fun. And do you remember, I guess it was that BravoCon, because we didn't have BravoCon last year, where somebody saw that people were taking pictures with us and they didn't know who we were, but they thought they should get a picture with us because we are obviously somebody. I thought that
right. I
was
mean,
so funny.
obviously.
Hilarious. For me, it's the access. That was the thing that really got me, like, even right when we started, is like how yachties would give us information and
Oh
like
yeah,
just the
it was great.
access was really incredible.
Yeah.
BravoCon in general, going just, I mean, it's the most fun weekend ever.
Yes.
And just spending time with you every week. That's
Oh
my
yeah,
favorite part.
definitely. This it's like the one thing I look forward to, you know,
Yeah.
besides, a Friday. Like it's just that and we get to travel together too, and that's been super
Yeah,
fun.
so fun.
Yeah. At Bravolytics asks, what was your gateway drug into Bravo? For me, it was seeing how insane the spending was on Real Housewives, but I found Below Deck much more relatable from my own jobs and service. What do you think,
Oh,
Sarah?
interesting. Sorry, my light, we've been online so long that my light is not charged. I'm propping up like my
Oh
phone
no.
flashlight. Okay, there we go. Okay, so my gateway was Orange County, and I really got hooked with the OG Roni
Yeah.
season one. It will always be my favorite. And as
Yeah.
far as like insane spending, I remember thinking that first season of Beverly Hills was just next level. That was the first time we saw like private jets, like the amount
Oh
of money these
yeah.
people have, like crazy.
Yeah. My gateway was OC too, because I think they were the first, right? They
Yeah.
were they were the OGs of those, the OC OGs. And then I really got into Shaws of Sunset.
Yeah.
I love the Shaws. And shout out to my buddy Reza, who has
Oh,
no
that
idea
was
who I
such a
am. But
highlight when
hey,
we ran into him at BravoCon
that was so exciting.
at his hotel.
Yes. In the lobby, please, in the lobby. Okay. At Bravolytics asks, is Charleston really a small town line? Is Charleston really a small town line? They constantly say on Southern charm and hospitality.
They do always refer to it being such a small town. So, yes and no. It's much different than it was 20 years ago. Obviously, a lot of people have moved here starting like 10 years ago. Condé Nast, what's the big like travel magazine? Is it Condé
Mm,
Nast? One of those. I should know. My
yeah.
friend is works there.
Ah,
Um, they started putting out the like best cities in the world, best city in the United States,
oh,
and
yeah,
every
yeah,
year it's Charleston, 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 and we're like, stop telling people
yeah.
like because we
This is our
really had a
secret.
huge influx of people moving here, which is great, and then also not great with traffic. So, when I lived downtown 20 plus years ago, I went to college at Charleston. I was living downtown. It was very much like a different vibe.
Yeah.
And you ran into the same people all the time. And C of C, College of Charleston, only had like eight, I don't know how many students it has now, but it had like 8,000 students. So you would see the same people like all the time. It felt much smaller than Bowling Green. And the city of Charleston has 150,000 people here. So it does feel much smaller
Wow.
than, say, Columbus, Ohio, that has like a million people.
Yeah.
South Carolina in general is a very small state, so all the time we meet people, we'll be like traveling around and we'll meet someone from that knows someone from a town in South Carolina, and we can almost always find a connection between like us knowing somebody. So,
Oh, that's so cool though.
yeah.
I can attest to people moving down there because my company is even moving down there. So
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, big stuff.
Okay, so we have a question from Kate in Montana.
Okay.
Um, this is our friend that's been on the podcast a couple times. She says, this is for Kelli. So, what is the sketchiest place you've ever slept or had to sleep?
Okay, so I've been thinking about this
Hmm.
because, the Days Inn in Windsor, Canada.
Is that when we went?
It
And we
was
were
so
smoking
like,
candy cigarettes.
oh yeah, candies, but like this place, like you went in your room and you did not come out until you had people with you to come out with. It was just, yeah.
Gosh, it really doesn't even stick in my memory. I just had so much fun that
Oh,
weekend.
we did have so much fun that weekend. But we had gone back to that hotel like a couple other times
Oh,
just because
okay.
one, we knew where it was, and two,
Yeah,
we knew like it was cheap. I mean, it was like 140 Canadian. And
gotcha.
then we would put like 10 people in the room, so it was fine.
Yeah, of course. Okay, and then this is Kate's question for me. Why did you make me take all those photos of you sitting at transportation stops? So, this is an inside joke, but Kate and I backpacked through Europe together one summer. This is like 2003. And there
Wow.
are kind of a lot of pictures of me like at a bus stop, like looking off into the distance with my backpack.
Contemplating.
So, Kate, I have no
Oh,
idea why I did that, but I'll have to find one of the pictures and I'll share it on our Instagram. Okay, so Kelly, should we tell everyone what Kate's idea had, that what she had for us for the podcast?
let's do a very high level version of it
A
because I don't want anybody to take it.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I'll let you explain it then.
So Kate had a great idea of bringing fellow below deckers together to have a weekend of fun with
Hmm.
us. Um,
Like a
and
retreat, like an
like
above
a little
deck
retreat.
retreat
Yeah.
weekend.
So, we're working on it. It'll be kind of fun. I'm excited. I
Yeah.
really think it could happen. That's the best part.
Yeah, I think
So,
so too. I mean, she has like a full itinerary, so
yeah,
we
she's right.
will.
Like, we just have to start signing contracts and giving money that we don't have to people. So that'll
That's
be fun.
right. That's right. So, stay tuned. We might have to plan something maybe for 2026. We'll see. So, Jamie wants to hear Kelly do the Stefan voice and use the word spicy.
Okay. Let me get into character for a second.
Okay.
Yes, 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 yes. Okay. I can't even think about it. Okay. This place has everything. And or we could do spicy.
There you go. I love it. Okay. Oh, this is your question. Go ahead.
Sarah, Francis asks, if you had a different job or career, what would it be? What would you
Mm.
do?
Oh, for me, I think I would like to do something in the entertainment business, something with like film or TV, producing, writing. I think that would be fun to kind of be behind the scenes in that world. I think is fascinating. What about you?
Yeah. I'd really want to be a tour manager for like a large music festival or a large music group. Like
Mm,
I mean, the many years that I worked at Rock on the Range and had all access passes, I'm like, I could live like this. Like, this is
yeah,
cool. I could walk around by
that's totally up
Metallica's.
your alley, actually.
So that was always funny story though. Like when I worked in radio, the morning show I worked for, the host I was filling in for someone, and he goes, "So, what's your dream job?" And I told him, I was like, "That's it." And he goes, I go, "Well, what's yours?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm doing it right now." And I'm like, "Well, now you made me look like a jerk." Like, come on, dream job, come on. So
That's
anyway, I thought
hilarious.
that was funny.
Oh, I love that.
Uh, so Janie asked, "What are you most looking forward to at BravoCon?" Oh my gosh.
I am looking forward to just like making funny content with you and seeing our Bravo friends, meeting listeners, and photo ops. I know last year we had this plan. We were going to do all the photo ops and we were going to get there like and do them first thing Friday morning. But then we
Yeah.
got there and they like weren't ready. Like they weren't
Yeah.
set up. The people running them didn't like know what they were doing, so that didn't really work out.
That
So
was obvious. That was horrible.
maybe we need another plan. Maybe we should go do the photo ops when there's a really popular like Beverly Hills panel or something. You know
Oh,
what I
that's
mean?
a good idea.
Something
Yeah.
like that.
Or we come first thing on like Saturday morning,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
early, because we get in, well, if we get the VIP tickets, usually they let you in a little earlier. So
Oh, that's true.
yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Kelly?
I'm just looking forward to like seeing everyone.
Yeah.
Seeing Jason, and like last year we ran into Jerry O'Connell, and or 2 years ago, the last
Yeah.
time we went.
Yeah.
Um Roy Orbison Jr. and his family, and just
Yeah.
walking around like Luca, we were like his bodyguards for a hot minute. Like it was fun. I
Yeah.
just I just love being around like-minded people.
Yeah. So fun. Really fun. I can't wait. So,
Yeah.
oh, I remember what the other question was that I hadn't put in here yet. It
Okay.
was, do your families and friends like listen to your podcast?
Okay. I know for sure my daughter does not. Um And I don't think my parents do, but they're downstairs. They hear us talking. So
Okay.
that's I do have my friends at work listen. I do have quite a few people at work when they're like, I love Below Deck. I'm like, well, here. And I give them one of our stickers and I say,
Yeah.
you should listen to us. And then they do. So we've
Oh,
we've
that's
heard from
great.
them a couple times, and yeah, so that's
See,
it.
I
What
don't
about
have
you?
any coworkers. I don't have
You
a
have
good way to
Billiam,
do. Well,
Vilma.
this is
That's what you call.
this is what I need to say. My husband doesn't watch, my mom doesn't watch or listen. A lot of my good friends in Charleston, they don't watch Below Deck, so they really have no interest. I do have a few good friends like Kate Montana, shout out to my friend Michelle in Fort Lauderdale that listen. So thank you for listening. But no, I think that a lot of times the people that are closest to us could care less.
They're tired of us talking about it. But it's so much fun for us that I would be sad if we weren't doing this.
Me too. Yeah, for sure.
It's just so much fun. So thank you to all of our new friends that are
Yeah.
listening and watching us now, because without you, we wouldn't be here. And P.S., we're huge in Slovenia.
Huge. We're like
Huge.
ranking in the top 10.
It's amazing.
Well, thank you guys for all of those questions. That was really
Yes.
fun.
That
And
was fun.
happy 200th episode, Kelly.
Yeah. Well, Sarah, it's time for our segment, Join Me in the Wheelhouse, where we decide who needs to see Captain Jason for a stern talking to. Sarah, who do you call to the wheelhouse and why?
I'm going to call Vian for putting that jet ski in the water when he had been warned that he shouldn't do that.
Good call. All right, Vian, get your butt up here.
That's it for this week's episode of Above Deck. Thank you to our team at Hurrdat Media, especially our producer Joss. Thank you all for listening. Please subscribe on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Don't forget to tell a friend, and please rate and review us 5 stars only.
You can follow us on Instagram at abovedeckpod, and you can email us at abovedeckpod@gmail.com. And don't forget to check out our episodes on the Hurrdat Entertainment YouTube channel. Until next time, I'm Kelly Busby.
And I'm Sarah Goldman. We'll see you next time.